And welcome back, my fellow Aeternians. As always, it's me, Emperor AP. Today we are once again live out at our capital territory of Vitae. Thank you all to those of you who are participating live. Let me know if the audio is okay. Let me know if the visuals are okay. We are out here in the wilderness, so there's a little bit of issues with our live stream quality, with the video quality. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoy the stream as well. For those of you watching afterward, thank you so much for being here. I see we have one viewer and one like. Thank you so much for being here. It looks like it's the Republic of Malinga. Thank you. Real quick, I wanted to bring up what we've been doing recently. I'm going to start with our garden. Now, our garden is probably the least developed of the projects that we have out here at Vitae that we're working on to develop our capital so that it is hospitable for people to come out and utilize for their own benefit and eventually to have people live on. So right now we have a number of things growing in our garden. Particularly the ones that are growing better are our radishes, our hot peppers, our tomatoes, and our cucumbers. Now our tomatoes, as you can see, are these big stalks right here. They're pretty nice, although they are not currently producing fruit. They're not actually creating little tomatoes. They're supposed to be like cherry tomatoes, little small sized tomatoes, but they are being finicky right now. I think that may have two primary issues to it. The first one being a lack of direct sunlight. So, you know, they're just not getting enough energy to really be encouraged to produce. And secondly, they are probably getting a little bit overwatered. Now, they get watered fairly irregularly because it's just when we're able to come out here. I try to come out here at least once a week and water them, but then sometimes, like this week, we will get torrential downpours and rain, and it'll be really rough on them. And so we've been getting back-to-back rain the last few days, and we'll probably continue to get back-to-back rain for the next few days. So the tomatoes, we are obviously having a lot of growth with them, not a lot of production of tomatoes. Similarly here, our cucumber plants, they're far in the back. I'll see if I can point to them over there. But they have actually been put on some sticks, some pieces of branch that kind of flare out and are stuck into the ground at an angle, because we had these originally growing cucumber vines just out across the ground. And the more research we did and the more we learned about cucumber vines, the more we learned that this would hurt them. We saw damage from pests and other things on the vines, and that was one thing that farmers consistently talked about and garden growers consistently recommended against. Make sure you have something to prop those vines up. So if you're somebody who's getting started with a garden, wants to develop that, I would highly recommend you go ahead and do what we didn't do initially and find some way to trellis or otherwise wrap your vines to grow along something above the ground. So we have been dealing with that issue, and that's kind of the way that we've temporarily solved it, is to have them start to incline. Again, they're very small right now. The cucumber vines, you know, maybe about a foot and a half long, and so they're just not really long enough to do a ton yet. But they are starting to produce flowers, so we are trying to get them to actually stretch and grow up off of the ground as we work on a trellis in the future, or some other way to, you know, string them up. That being the case, and then again, our radishes doing all right, growing decently. I've been surprised with how well they're growing, but then again, they're pretty hardy. They're things that are going to work well and are going to grow well. The military guy said, "Hey, Aeternia, it's me, Croatia. It's Cascadia now, though." Oh, great to see you. From one Micronationalist to another, hello, how are you? I hope your nation is doing well and prospering. Out here, we're trying to develop our capital territory of Vitae, trying to make it something more usable for our empire. So one of the big things that we have been working on is our dwelling that you can see behind us. The big most recent accomplishment with it is the development of the rest of the third wall. So you can see we have this wall behind me that wasn't there initially. You'd have to actually look at that wall a little bit further back to kind of see it, and we just have this big open space. But now we're actually finishing up that third wall right there, closing in the last little pieces of gaps, but we have it about the height that we want. And then we've also been working on the paneling for the front that will be starting to lead to the framing for the doorway. So we've also started on some framing on the interior joints. the interior posts that actually are the main frame where all of this this side paneling is attached to here. So we're going to be continuing that today. I've collected a lot of wood for that purpose, 12, 13 additional pieces to start to construct a few more pieces of framing. Now, the more of that framing that we get up, the more we'll be able to protect this building against harsh weather, against anything that might hit it or damage it, and protect the overall structure from that damage. And then as well, it will give us something to build onto that's real stable for starting the roof, an actual permanent stable roof for it. As you can see back here, we have this weird little cloth. It's actually some tarp for building greenhouses that we have placed up there. We set that up initially just as a temporary setup for our first event out here at Vitae, which was my birthday celebration. We had that last weekend, and it went better than expected. We could not keep that tarp up initially. When I did a live stream for you guys, it was only about 7 minutes. We had just started to set up out there. We got a table, chairs, started to get the cake set up and everything, said hi to everybody, and our tarp on the live stream immediately blows off. And so this way that we were going to keep out of some of the bugs and the mess getting into our food messes up and fails instantly. After the live stream, we end up getting it properly stapled to the posts and better secured. And when we do, it actually stayed. Surprisingly, right after the stream, of course, my luck, it does then work perfectly. And it has continued to be that way since. I have not had to repair it or anything at all. Of course, this isn't something we want to keep permanently, but I do want to show you guys that has allowed us a little bit of a setup here. So again, here are these walls that we've been working on. Here's kind of where the front door would be, is where I'm setting you guys right now. So that'll be kind of your camera view for some perspective there. And then I'm going to turn the camera actually to see if we can't just show you all, if I can aim up a little bit, if I can set this properly. Let's see. Kind of rough, but it'll work for the time being. So this is effectively this little tarp. It is not super tall. It's hanging down right now. We probably need to put a little more tension on it, but we don't want to do that without some support up underneath it. Though, as you can see, at the level that we'll be working with, we're again going to be removing a lot of the earth here to make this kind of a sunken in structure, which means a lot more framing that we're going to have to do, a lot more work on the foundation over time. For the time being, this height will allow us, to build about 5-6 feet off the ground level, which is again on a slope, and then now get 8 feet. So that should help us quite a bit with the development of this building. It means that right now we have the ability to, if I had to in a hurry, I could run underneath there and get out of the rain. It wouldn't be great. I'd still probably get a little bit wet if it's real gusty, but nonetheless, that is something that I could do. And again, it has been raining the last few days. I thought the rain and the weight of that rain would immediately rip this thing down, as we've had previous tarps happen to before with previous iterations of attempting this dwelling. But this one has held really well, and I'm really proud of it. That being the case, we're going to keep moving forward. First off, we have a bunch of people jumping in. Malinga says, my micronation has an AI. Congratulations. Aaron, great to see you. Aaron Whichway of the Whichways, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. I actually have a special thing from Aaron. I continue to have difficulty wearing it. I actually need to repair it. I damaged the clasp on it, but we have this beautiful necklace that Aaron got me that I like to wear for ceremonial occasions right here on my ascot, and so that is very cool. Thank you so much, Aaron, and the Witch for that. I would be adorning this around my neck, and that would be kind of what I would wear in a thumbnail or in a special ceremony or something like that. But nonetheless, I wanted to bring it today to show some thanks to Aaron. All Explorer, great to see you. Asks, does your nation have any diplomatic relations? We sure do. We have diplomatic relations with a lot of other micronations. We don't have any diplomatic relations yet with macronations, but we would definitely think that'd be cool to do at some point. viewers, 4 likes. Thank you guys so much for being here and checking out the stream, enjoying what we're doing. We're going to get to building in just a second, but if you guys do like the stream and enjoy what we're doing here, or just want to help to see it grow and get better, because it's not all the way there yet, please like this stream. It helps to boost it to more people, which helps to get more people a part of our community, telling us how to fix our problems and helping us to develop our nation. So that being the case, real quick, I will read probably a couple more comments. Kingdom of Kushti, great to see you. Thank you so much for being here. I assume Taco Toli, great to see you today. Oh, first off, also thank you for pictures of the goat. If you guys didn't know, the Kingdom of Kushti granted us a goat. They raise goats, and it's amazing. It's really cool to see the progress and development that they have made. I have been wanting to partner with them on a video because they do a lot of agriculture stuff, and we're attempting agriculture stuff, and so we want a lot of advice, a lot of feedback on that. So I've wanted to move forward on something like that with them, but we have obviously been bogged down with a million things. That being said, they last year presented us with a goat and said, hey, if you could ever come and get this goat, we would give you a goat, which is super thoughtful, and they sent us pictures of it as a beautiful little kid. Super cool. And now it's grown up. It's you know, I guess an adolescent goat, what you may call it. But it is very cool to see it kind of growing up in front of our eyes. So definitely, Kushti, please send us more pictures of the goat. We love it. We'll have to give it a name. Let us know what you guys want to name our goat in the comments. I would appreciate it. And as well, Taco Toli, I would be curious to know your input on it as well. If you have like a convention for naming your goats or how you do things, or if you prefer not to name them because they're livestock, I suppose. Malinga says, haven't saw you in a while, Aaron. Military guy said, that looks amazing so far, AP. Thank you so much. Again, continuing to do stuff today, continuing to add to it. Part of the reason I think this tarp hasn't blown down is because we have been able to box it in more. You know, we've been able to add these walls higher. And so it requires more force for a gust of wind to actually go up underneath this thing and blow it away. So we're going to continue to add to that by adding to, and I'll turn the camera real fast. Sorry for the jitteriness. But we're going to be finishing up these sidings today, hopefully, and getting this the rest of the way built up, maybe to about here or so. And then that way, again, on this side and on that side, building that up should provide us a lot of relief from the wind. And then again, you know, trying to work on some more of the framing that, if you guys can see it, I will show you here. I'll jump over to the side so I don't have to turn the camera again, but if you can see right down here, this is a piece of framing we put in last live stream, just as the bottom of our piece, starting off, making sure it's, you know, elevated off the ground, that it's not going to have as many issues with rot or with bugs. Of course it will, but that'll be a little slower to go. And then we will be adding some posts as well for stabilization. But that being the case, let me go ahead and jump into work. So we do have, of course, the flag of the Empire presiding over our work today, making us proud, helping us to remember why we're doing this. So thank you to everybody who makes this flag what it is and makes our empire what it is. One of the people that I want to point out to that newest person to become a citizen of the empire and already making their mark is going to, oh goodness, is going to be James Worrell. Excuse me, I completely blanked for a moment. James is new to our community, brand new as of, I think, 2 weeks ago. A lot of people, you know, will be in our community for months or years before joining the Empire and making that decision for themselves. I am incredibly proud to see James' growth and development in our community already, and just how much he is dedicated to what we're doing. So a lot more to see in the future from James, but he is one of our patrons. He's a tax-paying citizen here in Aeternia, so we appreciate him very much. And he has just been granted his citizenship license as of this week. So again, thank you so much to James for being here and contributing. And I can't wait to see what the future of our empire holds with his assistance, and of course everybody else who is helping us out as Aeternian citizens or just as supportive members of our community. And now I'm going to shut up and build stuff. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to finish patching the third wall. We effectively have finished up to the height that we wanted to. I'm going to move you guys real fast, excuse me. I know I'm manhandling everybody. It's not cool. But if I can turn our attention here, there we go. Okay, so you can see our beautiful flag of the Empire, the Arrow of Progress, hanging out in the background. But right here, there is this open gap. I can stick my hand in. That's no good. Animals, stuff can get in there. Same thing here, down in these little spots. There's significant gaps, significant holes. Of course, there's holes all over this. You know, bugs can get in, snakes, things like that. But we are closing it up more and more every time we come out here. And big holes like this are a little bit unsightly and just don't help to actually support the structure. So what we're going to be going ahead and doing is connecting here and starting to build up a few pieces like that. So we're going to similarly to what we did last time, fit the pieces in, nail them in, and have them kind of add as additional support here. Then we'll put some larger pieces up right here to finish off the height that we're looking for. And then we'll probably go off to the front to continue our building up of those side panels before we start on the framing. And that's probably how we'll finish out the day today. But let's go ahead and get started with these boards. Let's see. Okay, so I've already fit this one in, but I haven't actually nailed it in. So this is where we're going to start. Let me make sure you guys are positioned properly to see what we're up to. Kind of, but not great. Maybe move you all a little bit more, see if that helps out. Decently. Okay. Also, 16 viewers, 5 likes. Thank you guys for being here and liking the stream. Again, it helps to grow our empire every single time you do. So, real quick, I am going to throw on our gloves. Safety first, obviously. Ooh, 6 likes. I appreciate you. Whoever just liked. Thank you. Real quick, we're going to trip and fall and hurt ourselves. Nope, we're going to grab some nails. We have really nice framing nails that we were able to buy thanks to our patrons. But that being the case, we are not going to be using those nice framing nails for anything other than the most important of tasks. They're like these really thick nails. Probably not going to show up great on camera initially, but they're these really thick nails. We're going to use some smaller, little cheaper ones that we have that we've kind of recycled just for putting up these pieces because they're not super pertinent. They're not going to, you know, these pieces affect the structure, but they're not, they're more for the visuals. They're more for making it look nice and neat and less about actually being nice and neat. So we're going to go ahead and drive that in and start the process here. I'll go ahead and start driving it in on this side. After about 4, I have this one in. Let's go ahead with a, okay, not quite there. There we go. Got another one. And I'm going to try and drive in on this side here, down opposite corner. Maybe I'll be a little faster with this one. Certainly not trying to. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. About as many times as I'm hitting, so let's. There we go. All I needed was a little bit better of positioning. Drove that guy in right there. Then we will do probably one more on that side. See how close we can get this thing to holding on there and keep moving. There we go. That one moved a lot quicker. That one's doing pretty good as well. Let me see if I can't. I'm just kind of seeing if I can make that piece of wood a little weaker right there at the edge so that it can get a little closer. But that's pretty good, honestly. That'll Okay, so we've got that one piece in. We're gonna put pieces that we've cut. I'm thinking this one. Let me see if I can flatten out a screw that's right here. I will do some close up for you guys in just a second so you guys can see where we're working, but probably going to come in and put that other piece right about there, and we will keep climbing. Actually, that's going to be a better fit. Probably do that. Ooh. Yep, that's better for sure. Okay, and then I'll grab a couple other pieces, see what we can do there, and bring you guys along for the ride. Hey, 11 viewers, 9 likes. Thank you guys for being here and liking the video. Again, it helps a ton. So let me shorten up these legs a little bit on the tripod so that I can give you guys a more up-close view, more personal connection to what we're doing here. All right, let's see. So let me show you guys the workspace. Here's the one we just did. Hammered that in. It's pretty good. I need to cover this little hole right here. I'm going to try to get this screw to flatten out a little bit. That's not working too well, so I might have to do something else. Okay. Got that basically flush with the wood. Let me, excuse me guys, got a little piece of debris in my eye. That's never fun. And what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be putting on our next little piece of paneling. So we're just trying to cover up this hole right here. So what we're going to be doing is taking this panel right about like this, if we can, sliding it all the way up, and then as you see, it kind of just bridges that gap and covers it up pretty nicely. So that's the attempt there. That's what we're going to be doing, and let's get to work on it. So we're going to grab one of these, again, old kind of recycled nails, not one that's bent up. Hopefully, there we go. There's a nice one. We always want to go with an extra long one to make sure that we're getting all the way into this post here to start out with. So I'm going to set that up, give it a shot, making sure that we are down, actually connecting with the other board there on that side, and just like that. That is pretty dang secure. This piece actually busted right here. Unfortunately, I'll drive in up there then to kind of hold that in place, and hopefully that'll be fine. Eventually we'll probably want to go in and replace that piece altogether because it is cracked like that, but for the time being, that's a survivable issue. That's something we can deal with, and so we won't worry about it initially. Okay, here's another decent one. So we're going to go ahead and try right there. Hopefully we don't split it. Again, we're going to be very careful not to. As careful as you can, aggressively hammering something in. I'm going to stand like this so that I improve my aim a little bit. Okay, we've got that shoved into there. Got this thing relatively pinned down. Okay, kind of started to split that there. Need to be a little careful. And we'll call that good. Okay, so got that pretty well set up. We're going to want maybe one or two more right there, and then we will go ahead and start putting up our higher ones up here. Okay, so let's see about another couple. How are these looking? That one is nearly perfect, and then this one, we're going to want a small one. Let's see if we can. Are these both the same size? No, yes, it's roughly. Then we'll grab kind of just a thicker additional piece. See if we can't throw that up into there. It needs to be cut a little bit, just a tiny amount. Maybe we can swap it for another piece. Similar size all around. Oh, this one may do the trick. Let's see here. So if we fit that in like that, and then we fit this piece in right there, that would be decent. Still not great. We still kind of want to keep covering there, but that would be all right for the time being, I think. So it looks like that's what we're going to do. Okay. So we're going to go in here once again, grab some of our screws. I'm going to say this guy, screws, nails. I'm going to say this guy. And let's look at this guy. Doing pretty good there. So we're just going to pop this piece in, same as we did the last one. We're going to actually see if we can get it to flatten out a little bit there. Kind of start out on this top corner. I actually put it a little too close to the corner. That would risk damaging it. So I'm going to put it on the bottom corner, kind of almost bottom middle a little bit. Okay. Now I'm going to see if I can't angle that piece up. Yep, so we can get it in there. Perfect. Okay, so we've got that going for us. Now I will try to grab this other little piece that I just dropped somewhere. There it is. Because that little piece there was a perfect fit. So we're getting close. Again, maybe, one more nail right here, up there somewhere, then our little extra covering piece, and then we're doing pretty decently. We'll probably want to come up and cover something right here and here later on, but not super worried about it for the moment. So I guess if I can find this piece, there it is. We'll put that in just a moment, but that'll just go in kind of like that. Just get pressed in. That's a pretty decent closure. Again, not great, but there are plenty of other gaps that are worse than this in our structure currently. So we will be looking to repair those smaller gaps in a future video. For now, we're going to try and get out of the rain. So I'm going to go with this guy to secure the little top piece there. I say the little top piece, this piece. Horrible way to handle a hammer. Don't do it like that. Let me put my glove on. Do it at least a little bit better. Know what I try to act like I know what I'm doing. There we go. Got that fit in. Get that kind of flush right there. I want to put something in there, but I'm almost certain it's going to split it, so I'm not going to. And then I would say we're good to start on these upper pieces. So I'll push you guys back just a little bit, angle you up. Hello. And then we will jump onto these boards right here. And that'll finish up this part of the third wall, second part of the third wall. And then we will be on to, drum roll, the rest of the panel. A little anticlimactic, but it'll work. Okay, this is too short, which means that the shorter one that we got as well is going to be too short. So neither of these will work for this job. That being said, we do have some ones that are a little bit longer and may work better. We'll try this guy, see how it looks. Decent, okay. We will, I'll probably turn it over like this, and we will make use of this guy certainly. And then we will go probably with a similar setup in this guy right here. There we go. And that'll be our third wall right there. So let's go ahead and nail this guy in, get to finishing that up. See, for these pieces that are actually going to be contributing, I will go ahead and use our nice our nice framing nails. So let me go ahead and grab our hammer here. I'm going to start with the one that connects to the post, make sure it's all the way pressed up against the post like I want it to for as much support as possible. Get it started like that, and then we're going to go ahead and miss the board entirely, miss the nail entirely, hit the board. We're going to adjust our swinging stance here, attempt to hold this board in place, and go at it more properly. There we go. Getting better. Slowly but surely, after 1,000 mistakes, you'll get something right. So go here, second nail, get that started, bring back on our hammer, and look at that. Not half bad. Now we have this pretty secure. So I'm going to go ahead to the middle right here, and I'll actually angle you guys so you can see it. Again, 15 viewers, 11 likes. That is incredible. Thank you guys for being here. Again, just helping us to build this little shed right here, this little, what will be eventually our first dwelling. And I am incredibly grateful for that. That is more than I could ask for you guys to actually take time out of your day and help us with this is you know, world changing for me. So I do appreciate that. Real quick, gonna go ahead and finish this one off for you guys. Let's see if we can hold it back here. That's what I'm talking about. That's how you know we're starting to get a sturdier wall. When you hit the hammer in the middle of it and it's not shaking around, not doing too much. This piece shaking a little bit, but I think it's a lot of this. And this piece not being nailed to the rest of it, but this is solid. This guy's a little shaky. We'll have to secure him. Excuse me. Talking without catching my breath. I am actually going to grab my water if you guys will excuse me. Got to get a sip. Got to stay hydrated. But again, I hope everybody's day is going well. Hope you guys are taking some time out to enjoy yourselves. Excuse me, to work on what you care about, as we are trying to do here in Vitae. Okay, let's see. Okay, ooh, did James join us? Let's see. James said, I'm late, but I'm here. Great to see you, James. Again, earlier we told everybody about your citizenship. Congratulations again. We are excited to have you as the newest citizen and part of the Empire. You help to make the Empire better and better every day. And it's people like you who help to show the world how great we truly are. So, that being the case, trying to throw my glove on again. Yeah, there we go. Got it. And I'm going to hammer this post, this paneling for the outer wall. I'll go ahead and put 2 of our framing nails in this side, as we did prior. Just real quick, get it started. See if I can do this in a few less swings. There we go. Starting to get it. Okay, and then we'll go down here, do the same thing, start it off, and then hold it and hopefully doing a little bit better there. And now we will grab 1 additional framing nail to go in the middle here and get this guy secured. Perfect. Okay, and now you guys can't see what I'm doing back there, but I'm actually hitting the nail downward so it spikes through the wood, and then I hammer it down till it bends at an angle, so that way if for whatever reason the wood gets jostled, that nail has a harder time coming back out. Nails generally don't like to. They're designed to be a little bit bendable and flexible so that they don't come out, and so they allow your structure some strength as opposed to screws, which hold real tight. But if you try and bend them along, you know, the perpendicular axis, I suppose, to the way their force go, that it will break it. Anyway, we got it. We got the third wall up. 18 views, 11 likes. Thank you guys for being here. Let's see. Okay, James is bringing up an interesting question. He says, Emperor AP, I know we have no need for a military, but what would you think about a ceremonial performance unit, like a color guard or performance unit? I definitely think that's interesting. I saw your post actually in the Hall of the Empire, and I need to respond to it formally. I have not had time to sit down and really think about it. I know what you were getting at, though. I know you don't mean some, like, military, like, guard unit that's gonna, you know, rough people up or whatever. You know, we're not talking about, like, hired thugs or whatever. You know, you're wanting something that shows off the Empire in a very, like, pageantry type of way, in a way that has some pomp and flair and excitement. So when people see the people in the cool outfits, they go, those are Aeternians. Oh my God. Oh, I remember they did this crazy performance last year. Oh, they were showing off. They were doing all sorts of cool stuff. They have, like, unique dances, unique stuff. They were doing, like, unique, like, you know, potentially, like, color guard stuff, like doing, like, with weapons, like twirling stuff, or doing some kind of, like, competition or whatever. I would love that. I think especially for people who are coming out and touring Vitae, it would be very cool to see them, you know, get greeted by somebody, to have somebody besides myself or another, who are actually dressed in a way that you can identify, hey, if you're just going around Vitae and there are different people working and living their lives out here, that if you're a tourist, you can come out during a scheduled tour time, and there will be people out here who you know can direct you. You know, you can walk up to them if you're in a big crowd of people and go, hey, excuse me, I need help getting to this thing, or I have a question about this thing, and there's somebody right there ready to answer questions and help out. Somebody who can represent and be the face of the Empire here at Vitae. I agree. I 100% think that that's a great idea. Again, we don't really want a military. We don't want anything that's like a show of force. But something that is a very ceremonial representation of our nation, I think would be cool. I think it's just about when we actually need that. Like, at what point do we start building it? I think we can start building the idea, the concept now, and see what it turns into as we gain more resources. But I think it's something we're going to want to be really careful with, because we have towed the line for so long of, you know, we really are against micronational militaries, which still holds. We, you know, are very much against the idea of warfare, the idea of, you know, violence and imprisonment and things like that. But that being the case, we are wanting to show off that culture. We're wanting to do something that's big and flashy and impressive. And so those things are obviously going to be big boosts to our culture and to what draws people to the Empire. But when is the proper time to actually sink our resources into that to get the biggest output? And James, as a marketing master, as somebody who's taken classes in that and has worked a little bit in those concepts before and done, you know, your own kind of research into those things for your own purposes, I'm curious to know your thoughts on that. We'll have to talk about it more in the future. I have other, like, marketing and, like, business questions and things I want to run through with proper time to strike. When is that iron hot, so to speak? And so we will jump into that soon. But thank you for your question, James. I appreciate you being a part of the Empire. And again, liking the video and helping out. We are done with the third wall. We're going to potentially, in the future, add a little bit more so that we kind of clear this top right there and have it more fully closed off, like we can see. That little piece is draping over there. We may try and reach up to the top of the draping here and then do the same thing for this wall. But for today, with the limited time we do have, we will be working on, we will be working on building up these other little sections of the front of the building. Again, that'll help to reduce the wind that comes into here and the likelihood that that little tarp for the roofing gets knocked down. We want to protect it at all costs, so we're going to try to do that. I'm going to aim you guys down a little bit right here so you can see where we're working, and I'm going to find some pieces to properly assist with that. Real fast, I'm going to pull out these nails that I see that got stuck in this previous board up, and I am causing issues with our boards right now since they're not secured in place to this other post. So I'm going to have to pull them back up, get them set on top of each other, and then find a way to make that connection. So what I think our best bet here is going to be, again, I kind of want to just, I'm bothered by the aesthetic of this, so I want to pull these out, but it's not ideal. So I am going to leave these alone for the time being before I start damaging any of these boards. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead right here and actually start putting up some additional pieces like we did with those other pieces that you saw, those pieces of decking that we were trying to work with. We were going to cut and fit some pieces to this little section to appropriately connect it, and we will be on our way. So I'm going to aim the camera down again a little bit more just to give you guys a clear picture of the workspace and to let you guys see where we go. Okay, so this first piece, very short, only going to need to be to about right there. So we'll probably do that, just cut it off right about there, and keep going with pieces like that all the way up. But I'm actually going to go with, this side is a bit thinner. It looks like it's been damaged a little bit. We don't want that piece to be right on the ground because that'll be where the most bugs and stuff will get to it. So we want to go with a thicker, more sturdy piece like up here. But nonetheless, we're going to mark that. I'll actually turn it over so it has kind of this painted side outward. Going to measure roughly where we need to go with that. I'll say right about there. Then we're going to go ahead and quickly cut this piece and get it fitted into place. And then this will probably be roughly the length of our next piece as well, so that should work. But we will have our two pieces ready to go. Okay, we're about halfway point. Trying to get my saw fit back into its groove. There we go. Almost through, probably 7/8 through. And rounding it off there at the bottom, looks like that's about it. There we go. That's good enough. All right, so we got this thicker piece. We're gonna go ahead and fit that right. I'll do it like this. See if I can pull that off right there. That should work for that. And then we will go in with some other pieces in a moment. Okay. Will this be better? I don't know. I think that's the best way to go about it. Okay, so we're gonna get those pieces in real fast and keep moving. Back to our thick, handy dandy framing nails here. Gonna go ahead and put these in for that. Actually, you know what? For these pieces, I will go ahead with some cheaper nails. Let's see what we've got in store. Yep, we've got a few. Okay. Yep, I'm gonna go nails for the time being. Again, this isn't going to be a real perfect patch. At some point, we will have to come back and make continued renovations and modifications. But for the time being, this will help us to cover up. So I'm going to get started with that. Place. And hold that as level as we can so that it's as effective as we can get it. We're going to place our nail, get it started, the proper angle. Continue to hold this board and drive it in. Okay, so we've got our first nail driven in. Doing well. Going to drive one into the other side to make sure this piece is secure. And we will move forward. Okay, this thing's bouncing around a lot, so it's not great. Let me see if I can hold these two together a little bit. There we go. Able to absorb a little bit of the impact at least. Kind of try to get that thing to latch down. Yep, and that's very secure. Nice. Okay, so we're going to keep doing that with the rest of these. I think we already have our second piece cut plenty enough. That looks to be pretty true there. Probably do something. Dang, that is almost flush, but not quite. That sucks. We'll probably do something like this. Have it secured there. That's probably going to be the least gap that we get, the smallest gap that we get. So we'll put it up there. So we're going to get that set into position. Honestly, we don't even need that much, but we're going to do that since this piece is so thin at the end anyway. If we cut a piece like this, it's just not going to hold well. 20 viewers, 12 likes. Thank you guys so much for being here and watching. Again, we are finishing up the paneling for this side of what will eventually be our doorway. So or what will be the sides of our doorway, I should say. So that being the case, we are trying to get this sealed up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start back same way we did a minute ago, kind of at a wonkier angle, but it'll be fine. Going to get that thing started right there, pressed into place. Going to kind of angle that a little more actually, and then start driving it. Perfect. So now I can set this guy right here, go to the thicker part of it, start driving that just a little bit, get it held firmly. Then I can actually properly drive it in right here. Okay. And dang. Okay. Started, busted through on one side there. Let's make sure it's not. Nope, it's going into the board. Okay. Nice. And it did drive through, held on, did decently. All right. So we got that, and we're going to keep going here. We're going to keep setting up our paneling higher and higher, going more and more and more. 21 viewers. Thank you guys for checking it out. And that's the plan. Once we get to this part that we have thus far, holding on by this little piece, we're going to pull out the rest of these nails that are stuck in this board from when it was used as decking. And then we are going to grab some longer pieces that will hopefully pre-cut to the proper size and stack this thing the rest of the way. And then we'll do the same thing with the other side, hopefully have all pre-cut boards for that size and be good to go. That being the case, let's finish this up. Again, 19 viewers, 12 likes. Thank you guys for being here. It means a ton. Got our handy dandy saw. About to cut some handy dandy pieces of wood. Okay. We're going to grab the next two pieces here, which will probably become the next four, and finish out the section that we're working on. But let's see. We'll grab these two pieces right here. They seem like pretty solid, sturdy pieces. And I think I am correct on that. So we'll see. Excuse me, guys. Had to drive that screw out. Let's see if we can pull it out and set it to the side over here. And now I'm going to cut this piece. Let's see roughly where we need it cut. Gonna say give that an extra inch a 1/4 of an inch, something. Okay, we're gonna go probably right about here. So I'm gonna double check to make sure that's on a decently thick part. Mark that right there, and that'll be where we cut. Okay, got it propped up, and moving this back and getting the sawing. Okay, there we go. Set it down in a little more flatter place. Okay, about a 1/4 through. Rounding out to about half now, cutting at kind of a bad angle. But we're getting through 3/4, I'd say, thereabout. Maybe getting to 5/6. Maybe about 7/8. And there we go. All right. Got this piece down. Let's flip it and get it set. We will have our next board. And then keep going. Let's see. Make sure we don't have anything in the way. We do in the way of a screw. See? Knocked it out. Pulling it. And there we go. Got that screw out. Ready to replace this board. See if it fixed our problem there. And it looks like it sure did. So that's great. We will go ahead and put a couple nails in that. And actually this may once again be a pretty good size for the next piece, and it looks like it is. And then we might just finish by sticking this whole piece right up there. Yeah, because we're not really going to have much of a use for a little tiny 1/4 of this, so we'll go ahead and just plop that up like that and keep going. Well, I say that it'd be nice to kind of start this next piece here, but we'll work on it. We'll see how it goes. All right, for now, let me get my recycled nails here. Grab a couple of these. Go ahead and start. Let me slide this over a little bit. Go ahead and start hammering in there. Go. And okay, got that one pretty secure. Oh, I didn't even hit this one in. How crazy. Hit that one in, didn't even hit this one in. Okay. Looks like I might have hit a knot there, but we'll see. Yeah, that is rough. Okay. Not gonna hit it right there anymore. Might even use a different nail since I just bent this one pretty bad. Okay, throw that off to the side. Put it with screws. And keep going. 16 viewers, 14 likes. Thank you guys. We are trying to repair our mistakes here, trying to improve our dwelling. And we start with another nail. Okay, so for some reason we have this piece in, as you notice. We don't have the piece below it. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that in. Interesting how that puzzle happened to shake out. How you learn from your mistakes by repeating some of the mistakes sometimes. Okay, so gonna secure this in here, gonna slide it up. We'll keep that, that'll be fine. Okay, and we're through. Got it. Nice. Okay, so this piece should get stuck onto there like that, get nailed in, and we keep going. All right, and that should finish up this part. Get one more here. That should make those two the same height, these two sections. Then we'll go ahead and just finish this one off all the way to the top, and go ahead and finish the other one off all the way to the top. And that'll give us an even more closed off dwelling. Okay, let's go ahead and try this guy right down here. Get it set. Actually, I'll kind of just step over like this to hold the back here. Try not to drive a nail through my leg. Let's see. Hold it back there. Got it. Nice. Okay. And secured that in place. Pretty sturdy. We'll get this guy next. Going for another little nail right here. Actually, this one's pretty bent up. I'll call that one a bad nail. Go for the next one. And then real quick, I'm going to take another water break. But we got a big thick nail here, similar to our framing nails that we purchased. And let's see how this one works. Oh, gets shot off like a rocket, apparently. It got bent a little bit. Okay. See if we can reset it. Yeah, I don't know if we can even drive that thing anymore. I bent it. Okay, gonna do the same thing. Unfortunately, call that one a bad nail. Keep moving. Grab another one. No, wouldn't go with that one. Let's see. That looks decent. Go with this one. Let's see how it works. Hey, 24 viewers. Hey, 16. I appreciate you guys. Okie doke. Let's see. Gonna get this piece in right here. Try to start it out and start driving it up. Got rocket launched again. Let's see where it landed. And in fact, I'm going to pull off my jacket for a moment, you guys. I'm getting pretty toasty out here. So excuse me while I plug my OnlyFans. JK, no OnlyFans here, but I appreciate you guys subscribing to the Patreon. Real quick, I have lost my nail. I get flung out from the corner of my eye, and now it is into the void, apparently. So I'm going to take that as a good sign to get some water and then keep going. Excuse me one second, guys. I'm going to grab the water and we will be on water break. Hey guys, I just want to go ahead and thank today's sponsor, water. Water, it is something that's essential for life. It's good. And you guys get the amazing ASMR of my super loud swallowing. My apologies. Tiffany constantly is the least biggest fan of my swallowing. She's able to swallow way too loudly. So I hope nobody clips that out of context. Okay. Real fast. Going to nail this piece in because it's still loose. Then we're going to go here. And we will be about level with that piece. I will angle for you guys real fast. Well, I guess I won't for the time being. I'll leave you guys there so we can finish up this piece, and then I'll show you what I'm talking about. Throwing the gloves back on. It's time to get serious. Time to get to work. When the jacket comes off, you know the work goes on. Let me grab us another nail from our handy dandy nail bag. Nail ziplock, if you will. Let's see. And one fell directly through the nail ziplock. So that is the nail of destiny that has been chosen for us. This is actually one of our framing nails. I will go ahead and throw that back in. And we'll get started with this guy. Let's hope we don't rocket it off again. Let's see if we learn from our mistakes. I'm going to put it in right there. Have it drive in a little more before I let it go. And got it. There we go. Even with all the shaking and all the wiggling, we got it. And that is a part of the wall. Secure. Okay, now I'm going to aim up a little bit. Hey guys. I'm going to throw this piece in. So move that back. Pull out these nails really quickly. Let's see if we can do that. Got it. Easy peasy. Now once it's all secured together, easy peasy to pull these pieces out. Except for this one, apparently. As soon as I say that, there we go. And the final one. There we go. And we can properly place our board and keep going. Flip it around, set it, and be off to the races. All right. Here we go with this piece. What we're going to do is go ahead. I'll actually scoot it forward just a slight amount. Right there is fine. And then go through our handy dandy nail bag once again. Grab our favorite nail. Again, one just fell out. So that is the nail we must choose, of course. And we're going to round off this piece. And that will make us, once we drive all the nails in for this piece, level with the other side. So every piece we add from then on is actually finishing off this section of the wall and making us some progress. We're now not just improving what we already did, but actually adding new parts to the wall. So let's see. Let me pull my glove off, dig through this bag of nails for a second, grab a couple of decent ones out. There we go. I've dropped about 4. Go with this guy. Throw my glove back on. Yeah, got it. Now finishing up here. Go off to this side. Can you guys see me all right? I think so. All right, and we will set it up, get it secured, and give it a go. See right about here. Gonna get it started first, of course. Have it drive in about halfway, and then finish it off. Ooh, that piece was a lot easier. Now that a good bit of the wall has actually been formed, this is becoming an easier and easier job. The nailing goes a lot quicker, and it just feels like a better job done. A more secure and a more stable structure. As time goes on, of course. Let's see. Let me adjust the head of this nail. It got kind of bent while I was hitting it. So I'm going to straighten it back out a little and keep going. Perfect. Okay. Got this stuff set up, got it in place. So now we're adding to the wall officially. Make sure my mic's still going. Check 1, 2. Looks like you guys can hear me all right. And we have a ton more pallet wood to go. So we're going to grab a few more pieces here on some of these and figure out how we're going to add to the wall. Okay, we've got 1, 2, not a big fan of that piece, 3, 4, 5, I'd say. Got probably 5 decent pieces of this left, and that may be enough to build up high enough on this wall, but we will see. Nah, probably not, but it'll be close. Okay, see if we can get one right there and one right there. Does that make a secure piece? Maybe if I flip it around the other way. There, there, should do decently. Okay, there we go. That'll be our next one. Okay, and then we'll have another one that gets about right there. Okay, it's coming together slowly but surely. Let's see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop this guy, let it fall, pull this screw out so we don't have to worry about it in the future. Then go ahead and start nailing this piece. So I'm actually going to move us, position us over here. There we go. Okay. And we're going to set this into place and start our work. So I am going to probably just go ahead and start using some of our framing nails. I don't like to use these, but this will be quick and effective. So I'll spin the resources. Let's see. Okay. Get that set back up. Knock that screw off right there, and that one right there. I was not a fan of that at all. Okay. And get that lined up as best I can onto here. And get it going. Yep. There we go. Got one. And got 2. There we go. Got that set up and secured. Now to throw on this piece. Similarly right there. Let's see. Slide that forward just an inch or so. Half an inch. Okay. And that'll be what we do there. Grab another nail. Set up here. Get that secured and keep going. Actually, I'm going to trade this board out. I think there may be a better fit right here. Let's see the length. These are basically the same length, but this one has a better edge on it. Will ultimately probably fit better with our structure, leave us less holes. So we're going to go ahead and use a nicer piece for this one. And I say nicer piece. They're all old pieces, but this one has less holes, less issues. Okay, so adding this piece. Ready, set. Perfect. And throwing this guy on. Okay. Oop. Fix this right here. Cool. Pretty secured. Another piece added, about hip height, a little bit under hip height, but that's pretty good. Now we are, I said last time we were about even with this. Now we're about even with the other side. Gonna go up probably 1 or 2 more levels and then see where we're at. I might actually go ahead and grab a piece that we left back here from before that looks like it'll be long enough to add right there. Sure enough, let's see if I can get that flattened out a little bit. There we go. Move this big spider out of the way. And then, let's see, I will get this guy placed, set up properly, start the next portion of the wall. All right, and now we're internally a little bit past hip height. We're at the top of my hip. Go ahead and do this. Let's see here. I'll take this piece and hammer it in, and we will keep going. Okay. And let's see. Okay. Oh, this one's crazy. They gave us a nail that was absolutely obliterated. That is wild. Oh gosh, look at that. Horrible, horrible, horrible. That's not even a nail. What is that? Wow. That's pretty cool though. Machine defect. All right, I'm gonna grab a new one. Better, nicer. Also, thank you guys for sticking around. We got 11 viewers. I appreciate that. We are making progress little by little. And even though it may not always feel like it, you guys are helping us to make progress as well, little by little. The more people that are in this stream, meaning the more people who watch it as a live stream, watch it after it airs, the more people who like the video to get other people attracted to it, the more watch time we get, the closer we are to monetization. Right now, we are approaching 2,000 watch time hours. We need about 50 more watch time hours to get to 2,000. And then after that, we will be on our way to 3,000 and then 4,000. At 3,000, we get some special perks, but we still don't get full monetization. We don't get any of the ad revenue for the ads that we run, or that we don't run, that Facebook, YouTube runs on our videos. We don't get any of the ad revenue for that right now. And we won't get that till 4,000 watch time hours. So we still have quite a bit to go, but the more that you guys watch these streams and help us out, you know, right now we average 10 to 20 watch time hours a stream, and that's for a good stream. So the more that you guys hang out, we have 16 viewers right now. That helps a ton on those watch time hours. So thank you guys for helping us to slowly get just another small trickle of revenue that we pour directly into doing all this and making a better life for ourselves. So again, you guys are helping just by sitting there and watching. Even if you just have it as a second tab open while you're playing a game or something and you're just jamming along with us, you are helping us to make money, helping us to, we'll get to the point where we can make money. You guys are helping us to spread awareness about what we do, and you are helping us to learn new lessons as we go along. So thank you. Real quick, I'm going to add this piece here. This piece kind of crummy. I don't love this one. And this one, if I have my way about it, it'll probably get replaced pretty dang soon. But we will try this one for the time being, see how well it fits on there and how well it agrees with the rest of the set here, and keep going. Let's see. Okay, and that's what we'll do. So I'm gonna get that one set up, and then we'll probably try to do 2 to 3 more layers on this one. Try and build it up close to what the rest of the walls are, and then we'll go back to the other side and do the same thing, and we will be close. We will be a lot closer than we have been. We'll certainly be able to protect that roof, that little tarp that we have as our temporary roof right now. That will do significant wonders for keeping that thing up. So right now I'm blocking that wind in general. So when we do have to run inside for a rainstorm or something, we are well protected. Let me go ahead and see if I can drive this in. You guys can't see me at all. Turn this piece again. This piece right here in particular is absolutely a monstrosity. I wouldn't recommend you add something that you were building up and completely dropped you guys. Sorry about that. You saw yourself horribly crash to the ground. My apologies. Here we are. Everybody who caught that as a moment in history on the stream, I appreciate you guys being here for it. We have you up right now and hopefully better focused on where we're working. Let me turn you a little bit. There we go. Okay. Hey everybody. So again, we're getting this thing setting up right here, putting it in place. Again, this is an ugly board. I would not recommend adding this to your own structure. And just as soon as we get more resources, we will be removing it from ours. But for the time being, it does help to add to our wall. So I'm not going to put that in super tight, but we are going to drive it in there. That way we can pull out our nail later and save it. And we're going to go over to this side. Again, off screen for you guys once again, so I will see if I can adjust to right over here. I'm going to be putting this nail in right there. So slightly out of view, but that'll be okay. Get it started here, up and all the way through. Perfect. Keep going there, driving that thing through, and bending it around. Perfect. Okay, so now we're at upper hip height from outside the structure. From inside the structure, we're probably a little bit taller. We're going to go ahead and put at least one more piece up, one more layer up, here, and then let's see if I can get that to angle so it stays up, and then here. Let me knock out these screws real fast so we don't have to deal with them as we're trying to get this lined up. Okay. Okay. So here we go. Got our additional piece. Thank you guys for being here. 12 viewers. Look at that. So now we are once again set up. Put our pieces in right here. We're going to go about like that, it looks like. I might actually do it the other way. So we have our structure, but also some solid support here. So we'll do it like that. Okay. If you guys can see where we're hammering at, what we're doing, we'll keep going. Driving in some more nails. Let me make sure that my mic is on. It's not. Okay. You guys are probably saying in the chat, yo, can't hear at all. Yep. Okay. Got you guys. Nope. Nope. Okay. 1 second. Okay, hey everybody. Sorry for the issue there. I have mic die on me, so hopefully this is a little bit better. Let's see how that goes. Let me know. Let me know how it's doing, how I sound, if there are any issues or difficulties on your end. But I think I should be back, should be better, and I will be continuing to talk to you guys through this method. Okay. Legend Harley says, can someone explain what he is doing exactly? James said he's erecting the walls of the first building of the Micronation. Hey, I appreciate it. He said, we need this building to be compliant to health and safety regulations. Let's put a medical kit on one of the walls. Sound good? No, I 100% agree. We definitely need to do that. That is... Oh, also, thank you, James. I realized what you were just saying. You're saying the sound is good. I appreciate it. Thank you for updating me. But yes, we do 100% need to put some kind of medical kit or something in there. There's a lot we actually need to make this compliant with health and safety regulations aside from a medical kit, but that is one thing we can do in the short term for sure. Okay, what we're going to do now is finish putting up the next section and keep going. We'll probably do 2 or 3 more, and that'll get us roughly to the height of the rest of these and should help out. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to set this one up. I am probably going to do this without gloves for the moment, but you should always wear gloves when you're working with this kind of stuff. It can be dangerous. You don't want to hammer your hand and break your finger or something. So be super careful. The gloves won't always prevent that, but they do help a lot. So let's get it started. Okay. Get my proper technique. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and give it one more. Okay. Perfect. Got that set up and secure. Now without ripping or damaging or destroying that piece anymore, see if I can get this screw out of here and get us further along on the wall. Okay. Pulling that out, flipping this piece around, sticking it on the back here, and let me check how we look on camera. Yep, you guys can't see what I'm doing at all. Whoa. James says, what's the plans for the roof? That's a great question. James says, maybe a frame coming toward the center pole, planks along the main beam. That is a great idea, and I think we are doing something similar. We're doing an A-frame, but we're having to start setting up framing right now. We just have, again, a lot of this paneling up on the walls, which is fine for creating these walls, these outside pieces, but they are not stable as far as supporting the weight of the roof. So that's another part of what we're doing today, is actually building that framing if we have some time. It looks like we do. We have 44% on my phone. We'll be okay for another hour maybe. But that's what we're going to do once we finish up both of these sections of the wall, which should be getting speedier and speedier as we go along. Eventually, we will be working on framing. So if you stick around to the end of the video, you should see us do a little more framing there, James, and that should help give you an idea of kind of what we're working with. Again, I am doing things without our head engineer, Tiffany, here. So she is ultimately going to be the expert. And as soon as I start doing something and you say, hey, that looks a little weird, know that Tiffany probably has a better plan for it and a more accurate plan of how it should be done. So forgive any mistakes that I make or anything that I say that is weird or not correct, or something that I do that's a mistake in setting up the framing here. But if I do, we will be tearing it down and rebuilding it most assuredly. So real fast, let me make this connection over here to this other board. And now we're almost to shoulder height. We're not to shoulder height yet, but we are getting there. So again, maybe one or two more planks and we will be at one or two more levels to this wall and we should be at shoulder height. Dry that piece in there. Piece down here. Just to be extra secure. And then we get all this, connect it. Be good to go. Okay, let's see if we can start here in the bottom, because this looks like it's going to be one of our more finicky pieces. So we get that started right there. Hold these guys to each other as best we can, and then just absolutely not do it. Perfect. Okay, let's see. Well, we also knocked this piece out, so need to make sure that that goes in and stays in. Hammer it back down, and actually I will go ahead and repair this piece because I don't want it to become more of a problem later on. So we're going to add just another nail down there to make sure we really get it into place, at least a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and angle that a little bit more. There we go. Driven through a little better there. A little more stable a location. Hopefully that'll hold better. And now we get our nails and we finish up right here. So we're going to go in, put one of the nails in my pocket, grab the other one for the top here, get it into place, get it started. We'll see. Let me hold this guy down a little bit. Okay. Kinda trying. Okay. Not holding up great, but let's see. Perfect. And that's why we do that. Okay. Have that piece secured. Now we should try to secure this piece right here, although it's going to be a little difficult. Oh no, I see a spot. Okay, so we're going to do that. We might honestly do it with a cheaper nail though, because these are a little bit thinner. So they'll probably drive into this piece a little bit easier without splitting, but we will see. You have to hold the back here. Well, I got to get it started. Then I probably need to hold the back here. Not at all. Okay. Better plan. I'm going to start from this side. I'm going to grip the wood. Try it that way. And then instantly drop the piece again. Trying one more time. Third time is sometimes the charm. Let's see. The attempt did not work. Okay. What we may do then is actually drive it the other way. It's going to look worse, but it'll do better. Ideally, just if we had something to brace it to, it would work the best, but for now, we'll just kind of try it this way. Yep, instant. Okay. Just broke some of that. That's not good. Okay. Got to be hitting a knot or something there. Okay. That is not working. That is becoming exponentially worse as I go on. So we do, gang. In that moment, we quit while we're ahead. I will have to come back and patch my mistake. As you can see right here, I just busted a big hole all in this. So this is almost unusable as a section. And honestly, I think I'm going to scrap it. That's not pretty. It's not going to work well. It's going to require a lot of extra support. So I think I'm just going to pry this guy off and try again. If I can do that. Well, doesn't look like I can do that too well. Well, that side came completely off. So maybe it is. Maybe it's a sign. Okay. If it's not able to handle a few pounds of force for me just pulling on it, it's not safe. So we are not keeping that in there. So I'm slowly but surely pulling these nails out. Let me see. Okay, let's see about this. There we go. Yep. And garbage. That was not a good piece. So, going to remove these twisted up nails, like this guy that I just had to break out of there. Say that one's done. This one's still pretty good though. This is one of our nicer pieces. We'll go ahead and do the same thing with these guys, pull them out so they can be reused. They just went straight in, so they should come straight out if I can do it right. Probably going to get my crowbar here, pull them out properly. But nonetheless, we have made a mistake. Mistakes, unfortunately, take time to fix and is going to be a bigger headache for us. But hopefully that means easier improvements in the future. Okay, not going great on that side. Let me see about this way. Damn, I do not want to bend that thing. Let's see. Straight out. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Let me bend that guy back just a little bit. Try and pull it straight out. Decent nail. Let's pull this one straight out if we can as well. There we go. There we go. Decent as well. Saved both of these. That's good. Now we can use them for creating another more proper piece to our wall. Okay. So let me find additional pieces here. We've got, that's pretty thick, I don't know. Don't want to use that necessarily. Okay. Honestly, we're probably going with thinner pieces, unfortunately, for the time being, but may work well. Let's see how long this guy is. Beautiful. Oh my goodness. That's going to work perfectly. Okay, we're going with this guy. Thinner, more effective. We'll be able to complete one whole piece in just a moment. So let me knock out these nails and we get to that. It's not super split up, not super banged up. Cross our fingers that I don't bang it up and split it up. It is a pretty thin piece of wood, but if I can get everything out of it and salvage it properly, it will be worthwhile. Oh, we got 19 viewers. Thank you guys for being here, watching the success as it slowly makes its way through a million mistakes. Flip this over. But no matter what, guys, whether it's watching me try to build a weird shack or whether it's you trying to accomplish something in your own personal life, know that you are doing well. Even if you're making mistakes, you're trying, you're pushing forward, and you're making things happen. So long as you're pushing yourself, you're doing good. So just some words of wisdom there, an attempt at connection with you guys. I know motivation can be a tough thing sometimes, so just an extra little pep talk to tell you that I believe in you. If I can do something as silly and weird and difficult and do it as poorly as I am doing on the internet for people to make fun of me, I am more than happy to tell you that you can do it, especially our citizens. I've seen some of you do incredible things here in our community, and I know that that translates well to your own lives. So, real quick, let me set this up. I will start to secure our next layer. Also, this shows that sometimes things just aren't meant to be at a specific time, but new things are on the horizon, better things. And so, don't get your hopes down. As you can see right now, we had to tear down an entire layer of this thing, and already we're putting up an entire new layer from a piece that may not have otherwise done that. So, doing good, making some progress there. Okay, and that's going to be a little weird, but we will go back and sure it up later. Okay, so we've got that one in. Now this one, the issue with it, that I'll point out to you if you can't see it, because you guys can't. Sorry, let me bring you a little closer, show you what we're working with. Right here, there's a big gap. I can run my fingers in it. I get smaller. Oh, sorry, I will set you guys up a little more properly. Let's see. If you can see this, step away, it gets smaller as we go to here, and then eventually connects to this other board. But we're going to have to put something behind here in front of it to actually secure that little area and make it more stable. But the benefit of this is that this piece is fairly level. And so what that will do is it means that when we go all the way to this side, again, we are flush with this board that has raised up above the other one a little bit. So now our next layer, so long as we can make it the same height, will continue to be the same height. So we're actually fixing a problem. Fixing a problem that would otherwise continue to plague our construction project here. So, got that piece fixed. Now we will grab another one. And that should work out similarly, as long as we grab roughly the same size board. And it looks like that's what we're going to do here. I'm going to grab this guy. And this guy should set up nicely. Similarly to this one, look, now it's going to be more flush, more secure. So now this one, throughout the entire length of it, is actually a lot more flush and a lot better. Again, this is somewhere that we're going to have to fix up. This is a piece that is not great right here, but we will fix it in a moment. So real quick, gonna secure this down and we will be good, but I have to take all these nails out of it. So if you guys will follow me to the ground for a moment. Sorry for anyone who has vertigo or anything like that. I know that was probably not fun for you, but here we are with the overhead shot, the famous overhead shot. Okay, let's see if we can get a better angle on this here. Hey guys, I'm gonna try my hardest to get these nails out without splitting this piece of wood, because that would not be too helpful for everything we just talked about. That'd be another small setback. We'd keep going, but it would be another small setback. Okay, got these two sections of nails out, so we're gonna throw those toward that bag right there. And actually, these won't be recycled nails, these will be thrown away nails, because a lot of those, the rest of that bag's getting to be down to just the warped and ruined ones, so we won't be using that bag any longer, and we will use it to dispose of the nails we collect here today. There we go, off of these pieces. Okay, so I'm gonna flip this board around now that we've gotten all of the nails out except for these last two. So we're gonna fix that end and then we will be good to go. Gonna bend that up a little bit, start knocking it out of here. There we go. Do the same thing there. Bend this guy up. Hammer it this way, hammer it that way, till it starts to stand straight up, and then knock it straight out of the board into the dirt. Pull them out of the dirt. They'll be lifted up significantly and easy to pull out. Okay, so now we have this guy. Pick you guys back up, set you properly in place, and now we will be almost shoulder height. We got one more to shoulder height, and then that'll be pretty good. I'll probably call it there for this one wall, and then we'll go ahead and do the other wall, a couple pieces, and then we will call that one as well and start working on the framing. Okay, so quickly I'm going to grab a couple of nails here, get one on each side. I will first turn our view this way to this piece that we need to hammer in. Do that pretty quickly, try to knock that out right here. We'll see how well we do. Small taps followed by significantly bigger taps. Now we take that, put that energy in to over here, set up right there. Keep going. Okay, got this piece right here, and got so excited, my mic fell off. Excuse me, guys. Accidentally stripping out here. Let me throw this guy back on here like that. Hope you guys can hear okay. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Looks like it does all right. Okay, and so we have this next piece up, doing well. I'm gonna go probably one more up here, and then we'll call it for this one. So let me go ahead and grab our next piece. Eye it out for me. Let's see. We'll go with Kiddo. Once again, has a whole bunch of nails in it, so I'm gonna knock these nails out real quick. I will aim you guys down and be speedy about it. Again, 22 viewers. Thank you guys for the views. Definitely please like the video to help us out to get what we're doing to more people. Again, we are a micronation and we're trying our best to grow our capital. Trying to build our first building and trying to make things happen in the world. Real quick, go to these pieces. Got those pieces out, flip it over quick. Pull each of these nails out. Boom, boom, boom. Throw that off to the side, keep moving. Get to this piece right here. Get those, flip it over, pull them out, throw them off to the side, and final piece. Yep, now should be final piece. Final two screws, goodness, nails. As I continue to bump the camera, my apologies, you guys, I am shaking you around. And another clean piece of wood. Okay, so now we're gonna tilt you back up, back for the action adventure shot. I'm gonna get this guy back up here, and oh dang, this one's quite long. Okay, we'll probably have that guy go about right there. I really don't want to cut it, but it would be a lot nicer to cut it. I guess I'll cut it. Okay, let me grab the saw, mark where I need to cut. Go ahead and do that for this guy. So we're gonna go right about, flip it over, go right about there. Real quick, I'm gonna, oh goodness, almost knocked you guys down. Gonna give this a cut real fast, just run through it, and then I will be back with you guys. Let's see. Actually, I'll go ahead and aim down for you guys real fast so you can see what I'm up to. Pull this little tree branch out so I can sit it flush on the ground. Goodness. This thing is not one to cut well. I guess I'm going to start on the other side here, so that way I don't split the wood too much. See, start right about there. Okay. This piece is just flexing so much. It is really not one to let me cut through it. Okay. Keep trying though. We're so close. Come on. Dang it. Okay. Gonna flip back over, try to make more progress that way. Keep going as much as we can. There we go. Okay. Okay, we broke a piece off. That's gonna be a significant help there. And we're almost through. Yep. That guy's gamed. Okay. We got this piece now. Cut to the proper size. So we're getting it up. Hey, thank you guys for 18 years. Throw this up here. Get it in place. And that is our new board. Beautiful. Okay. Gonna grab some nails. Throw this guy up. And keep moving. Okay, we're gonna start on this side so that you guys can see what I'm up to. Take one of these big framing nails. Just drive that guy in. Beautiful. Grab the other framing nail. We position you guys to right there and continue our hammering. So gonna go right here. Actually probably gonna make use of one of these spots where it's already been hit. There we go. Drive that in nice and tight, and these boards aren't going anywhere. Beautiful. Okay, so now it is past my shoulder height for sure. I could go one more to make it even with this other wall here, the third wall, but we have much to do on the other side, so we're going to go ahead and work on that instead. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move you guys over here, set you up where you can start watching the rest of our progress on this side. Excuse me 1 second while I grab more pieces of wood. Let me check my mic again. Doing good, okay. And gonna start grabbing some more pieces. All right, gonna start with this guy. Let's see how good its length is for this. Again, pretty good. Probably gonna have to cut it to size, but not bad at all. Again, that would be an entire addition, entire additional layer right there. So that's great. That'll be one to add for sure. Let me go back over here because we actually have a thicker one that I think will be similar in length and width, but significantly thicker. No, this is a shorter guy. Okay. Not going to want to deal with the shorter pieces at the moment, even though that'll ultimately be what it looks like we're working on. Okay. Let me tie my boot guys off camera real fast. You guys with the plan. Okay, so the issue is we have right here, which is quite long. In fact, when we cut it, it was a perfect size for adding to this next layer right here. Beautiful, wonderful. The rest of the pieces, unfortunately, are thicker pieces that are only going to cover about halfway. So we'll have to do multiple layered pieces like we did the other side. So we're almost doing the opposite. Whereas on the other side, we started with a bunch of layered dual pieces to kind of finish up each section. And then we had to like jump back and put on these complete sections, these longer boards for the top layers. We're now doing it the other way around. And honestly, I think that'll be okay. Again, we have all of this as kind of these single layers. So we're going to go ahead and do that to continue it. And then we will just have a thicker piece of wall up at the top. Unfortunately, may make it look a little wonky, but it will still be just as functional as ever. And we will keep moving on it. So that's going to be our plan. Real quick, I am going to aim you guys down toward the ground so you can see me knock out these nails real fast. And I will grab our thing of nails real fast so that I can continue to show you our progress. You take a sip. Quick water break. And okay, knocking our nails out pretty quick here. This is turning into a pleasant board to work with. See these guys? Yep, and now we just got to pull them out. That was about the easiest board we have worked with thus far. Very simple to go with. I'm going to have to cut this thing, unfortunately, which I really am not a big fan of. It's going to take a little bit of time to do so, but we will get it done. Let me pull the rest of these nails out real quick, and we will cut it to size, fit it, and then move on with the rest of the layers. Again, we're probably going to do about, after this board, after this layer we're going to add on, we'll probably do another 3, maybe 4 layers to get it up to the same height that we have the other side. And then we will be moving on to our framing, which James asked about earlier, and we will be making good on today. So let me grab our handy dandy handsaw, come back over here, drop this to the ground, flip this guy over, measure it against the length that we need, right about there. Going to go about to the halfway point here, so we're going to mark, give it a little extra space right about there. And that is going to be our cut line. So I'm going to set this guy down for you so you can see just where I'm at and where I'm working. We're going to start cutting through this board. Now we want to be as straight and level when we cut as possible. That's going to make it the easiest time for us to actually follow through with this saw blade. Again, wanting to make nice long strokes, so that way we ensure a smooth, clean cut, and we also ensure that our blade isn't getting stuck, because we curved one way with it at the beginning and then we curve another way with it toward the end. So there are multiple pieces that are kind of pulling our saw in different directions and causing us to lose a lot of force and ultimately have the saw get stuck like we did last time. So I'm going to attempt to learn from our mistake. I'm going to try and keep as level and even with this cut as we can. Already going slow, but we're still about a quarter of the way through. Maybe moving a little bit faster than that. Starting to look like about maybe one or two more strokes to the halfway point. One, two more cuts, I should say. And going to round out 3/4 here if we can keep pushing. There we go, about 5/6 now. Keep going with it, 7/8. And we are through. Perfect. Got our board cut to size just to make sure. We're going to slap it up here and check. Beautiful. That is a properly sized board. And we will go ahead and start to nail that in. So real quick, I'm going to adjust the view for you guys so you can see what we're up to as we nail in. Also, it became a lot sunnier out here just now. Very cool. You guys are getting to see a beautiful day in Vitae with me. Again, a lot of times it'll be very mucky out here, or, you know, there will be non-ideal conditions. But just as we start to get our shelter built up and more ready for the weather is looking nice. It's a good thing because we don't want it to damage our progress. But we are getting closer and closer to being able to handle that rougher weather. So hopefully as we continue to get into things like hurricane season, we're pretty well through tornado season, but we still may have some. We will be doing good. Eventually, as we get into fall and winter, hopefully we'll be able to brave the elements there as well, deal with the colder weather, have more of an insulated place to get inside. So again, continuing on with this, we're going to put a piece right in there. Hello, Mr. Spider. Not trying to be in your way. There we go. Go ahead and finish driving that guy straight into there. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. And that is a secure piece of our wall. Perfect. Now, again, probably 2 to 3 more sections here, but these are all going to have to be fractional pieces that we have started off with doing at one length and then having to modify so that they fit properly. So let's go and find our pieces we're going to be working with here. So I think I'm going to go with some thick pieces this time. They won't be great, will be certainly functional. Let's see what this guy looks like. That'll be pretty good there. Let's see what this guy looks like. That'll be pretty good as well. And that just may make up one length. We'll have to measure and see. So let me come and check with you guys. This one is a much thicker piece. Kind of wild that we would use this one, and we may not. But, you know, significantly thicker pieces here. And this one, basically the same thickness. But let's see about how far that goes. I'll probably just have to knock the nails out of this one anyway to measure it. But that's going pretty quick as well, so that's good. Not too much of a worry there with these guys. Almost done. So even if we don't use it for this for whatever reason, it's not long enough, or we can't get the other one to work or something, we still have a good piece of board to use that has now been freed of any excess nails and is helping us to make some progress. So almost done. Then we're going to have to grab all these nails up that I just left on the ground and put them in our little bag. Make sure we're not causing any more additional hazards for anybody coming out here. Let's see. I'm going to scoop up all these nails real fast. Is that it? Looks like it. Okay. Throw our nails off to the side next to our little baggie, and let's see how this goes. Okay, so pretty thick. We knew that was going to happen, but let's see how the length works. That is plenty. That is absolutely plenty. In fact, what we'll probably do is save this piece. We may even do a thinner piece for that side, just to finish out this section of the wall, and then keep going. So it looks like that's what we're doing. I'm going to go ahead with this one and drive probably a couple nails into it. Really make sure that guy gets secured down. So let's see. Start with one of these guys, place it in. Actually, I'll throw that back for right now. We'll just keep one nail in it momentarily, straight in the center. Yeah, that's plenty. There we go. Got that secured down. And let me see if I can find a complementary piece. This piece is pretty small. Looks like it's a decent piece of wood. And we could cut it a couple different sections, probably about at the halfway point to make something nice for this. So let's see. Let's measure here. Cut about there. Give it a little bit of overlap. Go about to there. We'll cut this to size. Actually, now we have something that has nails in it that we can use more like a sawhorse. So this will be even quicker, hopefully. If I can get a straight cut in. Already starting out with not a straight cut, but it's fine. Let's see. About halfway through. Okay, instead of breaking this piece of wood apart, I actually do want to cut it, promise. So I'm going to flip this guy over and try and cut from the other side to see if I can't reach that halfway point there, roughly where I started. Okay, and okay, I'm going to do this weirder, guys. I know this is not the appropriate way for me to cut this, but it is going to make it easier as I'm going to try and thin out the wood on the board a little bit. There we go. And we got through that. So this should now be the proper size for us to fit, and just like that, it is beautiful. It's perfect. So we're going to go ahead and get two nails right here. Go ahead and nail this guy in, as well as its additional support. And then we'll be ready for the next piece. Oh, another defect. Wow, we got so many defect nails in this. That is incredible. Real fast. Securing that down. Getting another nail. Securing to this board. Hold this guy. Driving through, perfect. Now we're going to go over here and have that thing hammered flat. Cool deal. And we need maybe like one more layer. Yeah, this layer will probably do pretty well. Let me go ahead and knock out these nails as well. And then this will probably be our last layer on our wall for today. And we will get back to framing. Okay, and almost done with these nails. Perfect. Okay, pulling them out. Got these two. Pulling these out. Got, goodness. Got these two. Pulling these out. Got these two and pulling the last two out. Got these two. Okay. So, got our additional board in place here. Going to throw that on, and then we will have our additional board here that should fit well there, and that'll be perfect. Okay, let me pull this nail out right here. Okay, and that should do it. Okie doke. Let me grab a nail. Going over to this side. Starting to secure this side down. Got it. Going for the other side, the other board. Securing this side down. Starting it off. Okay, finishing. Perfect. And joining the two boards. Starting that nail off, holding it steady, driving it. Perfect. Okay. That's pretty dang good. That is another piece of the wall. Again, we could go one more, really get that shirt up, but I think this is probably fine for today. Again, not perfect, but we're doing pretty good. Excuse me, we're doing pretty good. This is actually feels like we're in a little building now, which is pretty impressive. Let me show you guys from the outset kind of what this thing looks like. Excuse me, from the outside, what this thing looks like. Having to adjust the phone. There we go. Let me bring you guys back a little further so you can really get the wide shot there. Let's see, look at that. Okay, let me get this leg extended out a little more so you guys can get a pretty straight shot at that. Look at that, guys. Look at that, tucked away back there. It just looks like a lot of wood right now, I know, but guys, I am telling you, let me run right here. Look at this. Look at this, guys. This is incredible. Well, if I walk over here, uh-oh, I'm inside the building. If I walk over here, uh-oh, I'm inside the building. Incredible. This thing is not done yet, but we are making some sincere progress right now today. And I think the best way we can continue that for the rest of the stream is just by adding to the framing. The framing, again, is going to be the key to unlocking the next big part of this project, which is, of course, the roof. Not to just have a little cruddy tarp up on the roof, but to actually have a nice, capable, strong A-frame roof. That is what we are going for. Also, Empire of Whitewind, great to see you. Thank you for hanging out. Azerti says, get a seat in the UN. You deserve it. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Okay. IH4450 says, cool, man. Mine is named Scoutman. Very cool. James said, James signing out. God save Aeternia. Hey, I appreciate it. Good to see you, James. And Aeternia forever, as we say in the Empire. Okay. Real quick. Let me set up for you guys here. This is this piece of framing. James is going to miss this, but I hope you go back, James, and watch later. This is our first piece of framing right here. It's gotten us a little bit of progress. We're going to have to go pretty quickly too because my phone battery is dying. But before we do, again, we've got this little piece of framing right here. We're going to try and add to one more piece of that for the time being, and then we will go ahead and sign out ourselves. Let me go ahead and grab some pieces of board to make that. Let's see here. Okay, we've got one piece. We've got a second piece right here. Maybe two different sizes, actually. Let me be careful about what I do there. Might be able to pull that out. We'll see. Get our crowbar here. Let's see what we can do. Again, we're going to want to try and go the full length of this. So I'm going to turn the camera actually. Also, views, thank you guys for watching. And 13 viewers, thank you guys for watching and live. Let me go ahead and get us set up right here. So as you can, wall is what we're going to be doing the same thing to. Again, we're going to need to build a piece of framing to go along the bottom, but we don't want it to actually touch the ground. So we're going to go about 4 inches above the ground. That's going to make these two beams offset, but nevertheless, it will be worthwhile. So that's our plan right now. These should work well for that process, and that's kind of what we'll do there. So we will just measure this out. There we go. Nail those into the appropriate spots, and then keep going. Okay, let's see. So what I need to do right now is just pull out these nails, and we will be on to building the second piece of framing. Okay, 1 nail out, 2 nails, 3 nails. That one's going to suck, but we will try it. See if we can get that one out. Potentially, hey, nice. Almost. See if we can wiggle it. Nope. Let's see if we can get it this way. There we go, 5 nails out of this board. See if we can't get the rest. A lot of these look like staples, unfortunately. Let's see. Yeah, I guess I won't mess with that too much. These do look like staples, unfortunately. Let's see. Let's go back to the nails on the other side. We'll try these guys out. Pull that right there. Oh, goodness. Did I break it? I did something. I bent the head. Yeah, it looks like I did. I sheared it. I sheared the head of the nail off. Not good. Let's see about this guy. Maybe that one was caught in a weird place or something. We did get that guy out though. Looks like this piece may not be great for this purpose considering there's so many nails in it. We just got most of them out, but now we're probably not going to want to use this piece because it has a couple of stubborn ones. So what we'll do instead is we'll grab another one, make sure it doesn't have a ton of staples in it. This one looks good. And we will try that again. It's got some nails, so we are going to be dealing with that issue, but at least we won't have to deal with those dang staples. Real quick, we will do this again very speedily, and then we'll put together our next piece of framing. Okay. Going under, pulling back. 1, 2. See, let's go to the other side of this board. Need to tie my shoelace there before I trip and fall in this hole. Let's see if I can get this third nail out. Oh, goodness. Try again. 3. Let's go one more time with this one. And 4. There we go. Okay, let me tie my boot back up real quickly. And let's keep venturing here. We got Another right here. Okay, and it looks like that might be all the nails. Cool. All right, so we got those out. Now we need to get one big screw out of this guy. Let's hope it works. If not, we're probably going to break the screw, but we will see what our options are here. Let me try to pull that guy out there. That is not looking like it's going to work at all. Again, thick screw, just absolutely deep in this piece of wood. So we're probably going to break this screw, but try our best not to. Yep, that thing is not budging. So it looks like the safest bet for us is to just break that screw off and make it flush with the rest of the surface. Then we're going to go ahead and take some of our framing nails right here and start actually nailing that piece in. We got about 10% left on our battery. So we're going to have to be careful here, make sure we end the stream on a high note and that I can say bye to you guys, but real fast, I'm trying my best to make this screw flush here. Go that way, hit it this way. Yep, instantly shears off slightly below the, making it flush with the other board. Okay, so we're going to get this guy, going to set it up, make sure that it's relatively level, get a rough length for what that needs to be. For that, then what we'll do is we'll pull, make it just a tad bit longer there. Let me scooch it back, make it just a tad bit longer, make sure it really clicks in with the rest of it. There we go. Make sure those guys get absolutely level and flush with one another. Pull them out about as far as they need to go. Then again, you know, maybe just a small amount beyond that, something like that. Then we will try to nail these guys together. So let's see how this works, whether we do a good job. All right, so get this piece, hold it steady right there, make these guys as level as possible, and drive that all the way in. There we go. Get that guy flush. Perfect. Now, let me just check to make sure we got the right length before I keep doing more. I stick that guy in there and that guy in there. Yeah, yep, nice. That's what we're looking for. Okay. Got the right length. Gonna go over here, connect these sides. Perfect. Okay, once again, gonna get that guy to lay flush with the rest of it. I'm going to try to knock these staples out that I see coming through our wall here. Okay, there we go. That'll at least help us to get 4 inches that we need off the ground, approximately. Okay, and let's see here. Okay. So we got to hit that in because, again, they're a little bit wider than they should be, but that's what we want. So we're going to pull that guy up. In fact, I'm going to probably have to knock this guy out. Yep, just to get it to scooch that much higher like right up there. Try to get them to sit more flush with one another. Push that guy in maybe about right there, a little lower, maybe about right there. Get this guy to come in at that same height, hopefully. Okay, and it's almost like it's a two-person job or something. Okay, let's see. Maybe if I flip it around the other way, it'll be a little easier on me. There we go. Yep, it sure is. Okay, that's plenty off the ground, so we will knock that guy back into there like that. Knock this guy back into here like this. Okay, and actually hammer that guy down just a little bit. Make it that much more flush, that much more tight with it. Okay, so that should be pretty good. That's going to be our second piece of framing. So you guys can see that. 16 views, we got 4%. I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye to you guys, I suppose, because we are going to have to head out before my phone dies. I appreciate everybody watching. Thank you all so much. Again, we have the arrow of progress guiding our way, our flag finally flying here at Vitae. Huge progress. And we are doing it all because of you. Again, we are going to be continuing this framing. I'm going to probably try and get a few more pieces of framing up today, so you get to see that in the next video. And until then, Aeternia forever. See you guys.